Hey, good morning, everybody. How we doing? How's everything? Get my mic set up here. Hey, happy Wednesday, happy hump day to everybody. Um, yeah. Hey, Julie, Daryl, Riley, Mike, Rod, Sharon, Chip. Only names I can see, so I'm not leaving anybody out. Um, let's see here. Going to be a good day, I think. Hey, I want to remind everybody today is open house for John over at BYOB Day Trading. And I know he'd love to have you over there. Stop in, say hi, um, see what he has to say. And yeah, let me know what you think. Okay. So if anybody is over there, just get back with me. Let me know what you think. John is always looking for, ways to improve what he's doing. So it's same with myself and same with Doug at Right Way Options. Share your thoughts, share your ideas. And, but anyway, all day today, right there over at hey, yeah, BYOB Day Trading. And did you know? And this is something I just learned not too long ago. Okay, with your phone, if you scan that QR code down there, that will. Because you have to register, and you can register from doing that. It's kind of cool. Gotta love technology, don't you? So, but anyway, if anyone is interested there, like I said, John would love to have you over there. One more thing today is tomorrow. Well, I guess it's not today, is it? It's tomorrow. We have our member e-learning. Member is this is a group e-learning. The family of trading, hit and run candlesticks, right way options, and BYOB day trading. We have a get together. It's not every Thursday. Maybe it's every other Thursday or every third Thursday or something like that. And all members of all services, including those that are on any kind of a trial, if you can log into a trading room, you're allowed to come in here. And but this coming tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the fundamentals of risk management, position sizing, stop loss placement, portfolio diversification. So if you're not doing anything Thursday, it kicks off at noon Eastern with Doug there, followed by John, and then followed by myself. So love to have everybody there. All righty. Let's take a look at this market. Want to welcome everybody from our social media side, YouTube, Facebook, and X. And I do believe YouTube is the best way to log in. I'm sorry to say that, but if X and Facebook is behind the curve, so be it. So those that are not, if you're listening to this later on or somewhere down the road or something, feel free to join my YouTube channel. Love to have you there. I did something the other day. I mentioned something, and I apologize. I haven't had time to follow through with it, but I'm going to talk with Ed today, and I'll follow through with it. But there's going to be several folks, and you'll know who you are as I'm saying this. You'll figure it out. I need to find out from Ed what we can do for you for answering my question. Okay. So thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate it. And I will get to you. Okay. So, all right. Now let's talk about the market. We're all logged in. Everybody's working here. So, I'm bullish. I don't know is anybody bearish? Raise your hand. But I'm bullish, and I think we're just about ready, poised. In fact, the title of today's video is "The SPY is Poised to Break Out," and to break out over this candle's high here, 648.96, and then we'll work with this candle over here. What was that one there? 684. Yeah. Then 685.80. And then we'll probably, sneak up to this level right here, 689.60. and we're on our way to 700. That's the number that we've kind of talked about right there at 700 here. We've entered years ago. We don't talk about it too much now. The T line, the 8 EMA, that white line there. A T line run. A T line run is when you have multiple candles. My arrow here. There you go. Multiple candles holding above the T line. I guess I could do white, huh? Let's do white. Whoops. Now I got to change this. Darn it. There we go. I'm just going to extend the. I guess I'm not, but I'm determined to. Determination. I'm going to extend the T line like this, okay? And then we'll make that green. So here we are, we're above the T line, above, right? Well, a T line run is when you get multiple candles that holds above that, what we call the T line. It's the 8 EMA, and it just rides the 8 EMA like that for multiple days. And we've hit that. I've never really put a number on how many days, but I would say 4 or 5. I think I would do that now. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're in a T-line run. And what that means is there's a lot of momentum. In this case, it would be bullish momentum. If we were down, it would be bearish momentum. So we've got a lot of bullish momentum working in the market right now. This is where a lot of money can be made. On when you get that momentum, again, whether you're bullish or whether you're bearish. So and just keep that in mind as you're trading there, okay? You know what? Let me fix this. Sorry about that, you guys over there. There we go. Anyway, yeah. So I think we're poised to break out here. Price is above the 8 EMA. 8's above the trend indicator, which you guys all know it's a 17 EMA. And we're above the 50-period moving average, which I think is a bonus for moving up. And we're above the 50% retracement, or just in this case, I guess, the 50% line between the most recent highs up here in October and the most recent lows here in the November. Can you guys believe that this is December? I mean, the year is almost over, isn't it? Dang. So anyway, I think we're looking pretty good there. Take a look at the Qs. Qs are the same way. Qs are rocking here, looking absolutely wonderful. And it's the big, I guess if I did it right, there we go. The Magnificent Seven. It's not just, people that say that, and when I say that, just reach out and slap me, because it's not all the Magnificent Seven. It's really not. I mean, if you looked at the charts that leading, it's not just them, but so many times it's alluded to that it's the Mag 7 that's lifting us up. No, it's not completely. Do they have a big hand in it? Yes, they do. All right. Yes, they do. But it's not just them. The broader market is stepping up, and that's one reason why I think we go higher here. Take a look at the diamonds. Diamonds are doing just wonderful. Let me go look at these two. Diamonds are doing fantastic. I had somebody shoot me an email last night that was saying the diamonds are set up for this head and shoulders here. And yeah, you're right. It is. Thank goodness not all chart patterns work out, isn't it? So we do have to clear that. There's no doubt about it. No doubt at all that we have to clear that. This is a chart pattern that happens that truthfully, that people like me, educators, people that's in the market, people, advertisers, they come up with these clever names. They see these things in the chart patterns, and it becomes like the big boogeyman, ooh, head and shoulders, big boogeyman. It can be, if you're not prepared for it, well, it'll scare the crap out of you, because if you're not prepared for it, it could do this. And if you're still bullish, well, that can be the Grim Reaper there. But pay attention to it. Follow it. Follow the trend. What's the trend doing? Price above the 8 EMA, 8 EMA above the trend indicator. It's real simple. It's super, super simple. Do we see a sell signal in here? No, we don't. When you see a sell, and that's another thing. I think we've got it. We've become, as traders, one thing that the new age is creating, I think, is nervousness in the market. Maybe rightly so in some areas and for some reasons. But what we're forgetting is to pay attention to the chart. What we're forgetting is to pay attention to the candlesticks. And it's not our job. And this is where a lot of people, a lot of traders, they kind of think it is their job, and it's really not. And it's very, very hard to do. And that is pick the top and pick the bottom. So the nervousness starts coming in. So you start getting nervous here. Well, now I'm going to buy some puts or I'm going to go short, right? Well, you don't see a sell signal. What we need to do, in my opinion, personal opinion, is wait for the sell signal to happen. When you see that sell signal, then you can start looking at maybe some short positions, some puts. And really, we need to see a little bit of follow through, don't we? We need to see that trend break, don't we? Now, I will bet you that everybody listening is agreeing with this. Everybody. I will bet you money. Now, but as we approach this head and shoulders, your butt cheeks are starting to squeeze up, aren't they? Because you're nervous. Pay attention to the chart. Recognize the possibilities, but follow what the trend is doing and relax those butt cheeks, okay? I guess I can say that on YouTube. I don't know. They'll let me know if I can't. So anyway, I think we're doing absolutely wonderful. IWM here. Try that again one more time. IWM. I think that's doing fantastic. Again, we're coming into these tops here. Recognize that, but the trend is working. RSP. Look at that. Look at that big old comeback. Wow. There may be a lot of resistance here. There may be some resistance here. Sometimes we use those. I just did it. Use that word like a lot. Is that a lot? Is it? What is a lot? It's just two tops. Follow the trend. Don't make such a big deal about every chart pattern that swings around, because it's all about what price action does. And thank goodness we break out of chart patterns that we put weight into, that is the boogeyman. So I should have named this the boogeyman. I didn't know I was going to say that till I started, but that's what I should have named it. All right, let me get going here. Look at some of these things that might be a little bit hot. ETHA, I'm in the market to buy this. I think it's ready to move up here. I think we've got a nice chart pattern here. So just heads up, I'm ready to buy this. Just like I said the other day, I was going to buy BITO, and I did buy BITO, and we're up very nice on it. I'm sorry, somebody sent me a note. Kind of funny. Anyway, I did buy BITO. What are we doing here? Up almost 10% on it right now. Looks like we're going to still move up here. I will trade BITO, meaning I will take some profits off the table, but I will also be buying more BITO, for that swing to move higher toward that 50 period moving average and the 50% retracement. Check out COPX, man. Copper's rocking. Copper is just killing it here. In fact, I'm gonna kind of skip around a little bit, I guess. One of the charts I think we should keep an eye on is FCX. See here, we've broke down here. I'm sorry, broke out of that downtrend line. Now there, so I'm looking at copper here, and well, I see no reason why it can't go back up to this $49, even get to $50. So if somebody thinks, well, geez, I've missed it already. No, you haven't. You can buy it right here, if you want, or you can wait for a breakdown, a little bit of a pullback. Breakdown was a harsh word. A little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a rest. But we've got a breakout here, low, high, higher, low. We're breaking out. I think that's in a perfect buy area. And then, I can almost hear it now. Well, what about that resistance? Ay, ay, ay. Knock it off with all the resistance. That's your target. Okay. Trade the trade in the trend until it gives you that sell signal. It's not hard to do, but we're so worried about things like this right here that it freaks us out. It makes us nervous. It shouldn't. IBIT, this is another one setting up here. That's working out pretty good. USO, USO, we're still moving down. We're trying to put a good pattern in here, I think. We've got a low. I probably should do that. There we go. We've got a nice little bottom here. We've moved up. I'd be much happier if we would be over the 200 period moving average. Take a look at NVIDIA. That's a big one that a lot of people are watching. We're still, I don't know that we're prime time yet. Not quite. But if we move over that downtrend line, we just might be prime time to get back into NVIDIA. Those that are holding down here and it moves over, hey, you guys rock, man. Did we look at IYT? I don't think so. IYT poised to break out. In fact, it's testing waters right now. It's pulled back a little bit here pre-market, but it's testing the waters. There's the weekly chart. Let me shrink that up. Oh, man. We're just headed to new highs here, aren't we? So transports are poised to break out. Tesla is poised to break out. I'm holding TSLL. That is the single stock ETF for Tesla, holding that in the Road to Wealth account. And that just might drive me way closer to quadrupling the account within a year. And look at that bottom. Beautiful, beautiful bottom down here. Let's make that yellow. Nice little bottom. And here we've broken out of that top right there. Looks to me like we're headed up to those next little levels right there, just like that. That's all we got to do is watch those levels. Watch the highs over here, which kind of matches up with those levels. It's amazing how that works. And then follow price. Look how we're in this T-line run. Momentum. That's momentum. So that's looking pretty good here. Let's look at SMH. SMH is rocking. This is, tech, and tech is the big dogs in the market. There's no doubt about it. They are the big dogs, and it's working. And as long as it's working, let's go for it. Take a look at XLE. XLE, I've been watching that one for that breakout. And to me, it looks like it's poised more for a breakout than a breakdown. And then we're going to look at it reaching up for that 97.75 and then maybe $100 up there. It's awfully close to that. Take a look at Amazon. I think Amazon is in buy territory right now. In fact, I think let's do this. I'm going to go up to that white line right there and go down to this little white dotted line. And I think that whole area is buy area for Amazon. And then it could be on its way to big numbers. Take a look at Google. Google is set up. Nice little 3-8 trap, all bullish. Look at Meta. Ooh, that is one pretty chart on Meta. I got to tell you, that is beautiful. Nice little bottom. Look at that T-line run starting. Can you just see how it's set up to run up to these moving averages here and that 50% retracement? I mean, can you just feel it? I can. I'm not in Meta. I'm in METU, the single stock ETF for Meta. And man, that just looks like to me, 15, 20% move right there. Already in it. That's working out real well. Yeah. And let's see, Apple. Look at Apple. Apple's a killer. I'm pretty mad at myself. I was in Apple and I sold Apple right in there for a profit. And I waited for a pullback. Well, it got it. Do you think I bought it? No. What a goofball. So now, let's watch for that next little setup. Those that are in it, way to go. Way to go. I wish I was you. Here I added this. Where to go? There it is. Back to this little watch list I have. FNGU, we talked about it a little bit yesterday morning. And, ever since the MAGs came out, the MAG 7, FNGU, the FANG stocks, they've kind of taken a back seat. But why? Why? They're very powerful stocks. They make a difference. So instead of focusing on the MAG 7, that everybody thinks is leading the market, um, which they're the big dog. There's no question about that. But there's a lot of other stocks it's also pushing. And take a look at FNGU. Man, that's working. Microsoft. Look at Microsoft. I think that's poised to reach right up here to about 509.50. And then that's a good reevaluation area. And then we'll look at it moving higher. Or if it's going to fail here, okay, we'll look at shorts, right? So Microsoft's looking good. All right, I've gone through everything that these stocks here that I think are important in the morning to look at. Let me do a couple that I have, and then we'll take a look at what you guys have posted out here. Thank you so much here in the room, posting some charts. Thank you so much over here on social media. Thank you for doing that. Thank you, everybody, for social media, because that does help everything, especially I want to say a special thank you to all our members, and thank you so much. And if you guys need any help or anything, let me know. We can get together on the private side, and I'll be glad to work with you and share ideas back and forth. And maybe you help me too. You guys help me all the time. So, all right, here's a few that I have. Let's take a look at Cube. Look at Cube. Because we've had a big pullback in the market, there's a lot of charts set up just like this, where we're down big and then we're coming back up. And the area I'm going to look to target will be about that 50 period moving average and that 50% retracement. Now, in this case, that 50% retracement happens to be at the 50. It doesn't always do that. But these charts here, look at that hammer yesterday. Holy mackerel. Something tells me that, the bulls came in there, and the bears came in there. And there's some bull in there that just took those bears out to the woodshed. Man, this is looking pretty good here. And I mean, we're, 5% move. That's not a huge move, but we can't always, and I don't think we should always be looking at these stocks that make, have 50% moves at there. I think we need to salt and pepper our accounts a little bit. I think that's a super chart right there. We already looked at FCX. Take a look at DLTR. I think DLTR is ready. I'm happy now. Earnings, watch this top up here, 117. We'll call it 118. The next target up there is 126. So let's keep our eyes on DLTR. Okay, team. I think that's a good one. How about some Twillo? Look at Twillo here. Twillo is ready to go. I'm looking at 150 for Twillo up here. And this is we're entering that T-line run, that momentum. And if this is the target, I would take some, if you buy Twillo, for me, if I was in Twillo, I would take some money off the table as it moves up, sell into strength. But keep in mind your target is still up there. So even if you hold a, 5 stock, if you bought 100 shares, even if you just kept 5 shares, just, work that thing up. Or options, if you buy multiple options, like to have an option just to carry that, all the way up there or close to it. That is a very rewarding feeling. Also, it's very educational for those that hurry up. Oh, I'm scared. My butt cheek squeezing. Got to sell it. Boom. You get out of it, and then it just continues to go up, kind of like that Apple, so very rewarding when you can do that. QBTS, take a look at QBTS. That might be setting up. This is on my definite buy list coming up. Let's see, we don't need that line right there. And what are we looking at? Let's move that down. 25% to the 50 period moving average. Wow. That's a money maker. Woof. And there's the 50% retracement right there. There we go. So this is, this is one that, you buy it, you take some money off into strength. I think that's just, I think that's just a super important thing to do. And then manage it. And then, unless you see a big old sell signal, well, hold it and then poof up there. And can you imagine from here up there, 36%? That's on the stock. What if you had options on that? Do the math. That's what makes your road to wealth account double, triple, quadruple right there. All right, let's take a look at some that you guys have, and thank you so much for putting them out there. Okay, appreciate it. Let's see. I think I noticed a lot of people are putting Baba out there, right? Baba. Baba is looking good. Let's see, Baba. Yeah, I think somebody mentioned Baba short, so we'll come back to this. I'm gonna let me not talk about Baba for a minute, okay? Or maybe I should. Let's just do it. So I could have sworn I saw Baba short. Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's think about this. Is it short? Is it? Um, I man, it's gonna have to prove it to me. Okay, it's gonna have to prove it because I do see the idea of being short here. Really, I guess we could call it a bear flag, couldn't we? So we come down to about, I don't know, we'll just come right here and let's just do that. Okay, I see the idea of a bear flag. I see that. But I also see the idea of a very nice bottom in here. Really, really nice. Low, high, higher, low. Bulls came back big time here, and the bulls are up. So it's down a little bit. Really, what I'm seeing in Baba probably is more this really don't do anything with it. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, either way, long or short. I see consolidation right here. Let it tell its story. And let's see, green. It'll tell its story here, and it will tell its story here. Let it tell its story. Let it finish the book. Is what I think on Baba. I think there's a lot of nice charts out there, and I think Baba. No, I think it's sour milk until it actually speaks up. Is what I think. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. Okay, let's take a look at Boeing here. Boeing is setting up quite nice. I don't think it's a good place to buy it right now. That I don't. I think it needs to settle down after this big gap, and maybe a nice little pullback might give a nice entry here for those that want it to break out. Right there is exactly where I would want it to break out of. 210.53, so above that would be good. So let's think about Boeing. For those that think Boeing can get back up to this top, you don't need to be in a hurry to get in it. For those that are looking for a quick little trade and you're happy with 3, 4, 5%, let's make this yellow. Then if you're trying to snag that, well, get down in there into that fast time frame, try to trade it if that's where you think you're going to make your money. But I'll be honest, put Boeing on the watch list. It made that thrust. Okay, we need it to rest a little bit. We need it to show some color to it, and that rest can be very helping when on where we buy it at. That's what I think about Boeing. So and I'm sure there's people looking at it short. Again, I would let it show some colors. Just to buy it right here, I don't see any logic unless you're going to be a long-term holder, long or short. I see no logic to buy it right here, honestly. No logic at all. NEM, that's bullish. Did I write that down? Oh, I added that to a watch list somewhere. NEM. That's an absolute buy right now, in my opinion. I am going to write it down right here. A second. NEM. Yeah, that's an absolute buy at the moment, I believe. In IAU, that's a buy too. Oh, geez. IAU. Thank you very much for those. Hey, Coach, your ATM machine. I posted in the room there that I bought a UUU at the very end of yesterday. I was back just a little bit before the close, and I did purchase some UUU, and I posted it in the room up there. But that looks really good to me. We've got this. We're down doji. We start moving up. We have a low, high, higher low. Great candle yesterday. A breakout over this 16 takes us up to the 50, and that's almost 12% right there. And the 50% relief rally retracement line up there, that's 24% on UUU. So this is looking really, really good. Really like it. Let's see. LAC, that's one I'm holding as well. I've been holding that. Just up a couple percent, nothing big. I bought it into here and must have bought it right in here is what I did. Bought it in there. Anyway, it's looking pretty good here. We've got the momentum going. We're from about where we are now to the 50s, 14.5%, up to that 50% relief rally retracement line. That's 38%. Yikes. I like that. That's nice. Hey, Raleigh. Apps, take a look at apps. It's setting up. It's setting up. I like it there. So, I mean, I get it. Low, up, and we're consolidating. If you're buying, probably the 200 period moving average is a stop, or, you know, pennies below that. We need a little push in this, don't we, to move it up there. But that's a 19, 20% move. So it might be trying to set up. It might be. And I say might. One thing I'm not seeing in here is any bullish excitement. That's just something I'm not seeing in those candlesticks. I'm just not seeing that bullish excitement. Okay. And AMD. AMD, for those that are leaning to the dark side, I can see why you might be looking at this short. For the long side, I think we need a buyer. AMD is like that Boeing chart that we looked at. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole until it showed its colors. I would want to see more what it does. But say long. What would make you be long? I mean, give me the argument. Not right now. We don't have time. But in the room, give me the argument why this would be long. Please, in your argument, do not mention support, or I will unload. Okay. Do not do that, please. Or I will unload on this. But yeah, I think we need to see its colors. You know, it's just not doing anything one way or another. Yorina, you re-entered CNC. I never closed mine. CNC is pretty nice chart. Currently up almost 25%, 24.7%. And still looking for that to run up to the 200 period moving average. If somebody's looking for a rounded bottom breakout to print out and put on your wall, I recommend this one. Yeah. And I'm serious about that. Once upon a time, I had charts. I had a wall just papered with charts of chart patterns and chart setups, so I could just look at them. But yeah, this is one I would print out and put on your wall. Rounded bottom breakout, looking great. 200 period moving average is still about 14% away. My kind of chart. Hey, Nancy, you hung in there with UNG. That chart, that's looking good. So pre-market, see, here's where butt cheeks get clenched. Okay. Why? Because intraday, it gives you a little bit of a wimpy candle, a candle that says, oh, be careful. If you're going to look at the daily chart, I'm going to say you have to wait till the daily candle is finished to a point. Say the daily candle is doing this. All right. Say the candles does this. I'm not worried about it, but let's say it's really gets serious. Okay. At some point, you don't wait to the end of the day. At some point, it's like, holy moly, what's this thing doing? Get out of it, But as long as we're within trend or within our momentum boundaries, hold that thing. That's a fantastic looking chart. I just can't make money in it. I don't know what it is about this thing, but I can't make money in it. But a lot of people do. This is another rounded bottom breakout. Print out, put on your wall. Nice chart. Way to go, Nancy. Congratulations. Okay. Good morning over here. Thank you again for being here from the social media side, especially the YouTube users, because that's where the most of the people come from. So thank you. And if you're listening this later on tomorrow, later today, and you're in Facebook and you're saying, man, I couldn't get logged in, or X, stop using Facebook and X. Go to YouTube. I'm getting tired of them. I'm not lying to you. It doesn't. Go to YouTube. Okay. TSM. Let's take a look at TSM. There you go. TSM is a long. Is that what you're looking at? Yeah, TSM on your buying list. Absolutely. Let me get rid of that. So TSM, we've got a nice little bottom. Here's a little inverted head and shoulders right here. Little inverted head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder. So shoulder, head, shoulder. We've popped up here. Nice little consolidation, 3/8 trap. That's a buy. Yeah, that's a buy. Are we worried about these tops? No, we're not. Why? Because this is what we're following. We want to recognize they're there. If it makes you feel better, put a stop on that, or a target on there. There you go. Nice chart. You want a target above this? Oh, yeah, I see a good one. Let's take this low right here, and any one of these highs, it won't matter, just that yellow line. And then take this tail down here and go up to that low. There you go. Look at those targets up there. Boom, 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 boom. Nice chart. Thanks for sharing that. What else do we have over here? BM. Congratulations. BM. I don't know what it did today. BMNR. This one's on my watch list. I'm not sure any congratulations. Thank you, but I'm not sure any congratulations just yet. I'm not in it, but I can see myself getting in it. That is a very nice setup. Beautiful setup. And when we start to break out, and I would say break out over this 3470 area, up to the 50 period moving average, that's almost a 30% move. Could have something going. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. Thank you all for being there. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to come over here, put this in here, and let me do this right here. Let's see. I don't know if I can. I'm trying to do something on. I'm not sure I can make this work. That didn't do it, did it? Still didn't do it. Let's see. Get this out of the way. Yeah. So I noticed Urena put up there, or somebody put up there. Bill put a big drop in the futures, and I'm just looking at those right now. A little bit of a drop, but I wouldn't panic necessarily until we actually break trend. We're still doing quite well here. Okay. Hey, it is about time for me to get out of here. So I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much for being here. Those members in the Hit Run Candlestick Room, I'll be there in about 25 minutes. Remember that BYOB has an open house today. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you shortly.